All right. Well, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on when we're watching this today. Uh, Welcome to another episode of What's Cooking Miravida. Again, my name is Scott. I'm the food and beverage director here at Miravida Living. I'm happy to present to you another episode of our show. As you can see, I'm dressed in my favorite team, the Milwaukee Brewers. I've got some Brewer helmets from when I was a kid on the table here. Because we're going to do some homemade Cracker Jack today, and we're going to put this together. It's very simple. It's a snack that I love to have when I go to the Brewer game. When I was little, it was always nice because you got the little prize in the bottom of the box. It's been a while since I've had the actual boxes of Cracker Jack. I hope they still have the prizes in there, but that was always something fun that we could look forward to. Going to the Brewer games was always something that I've always enjoyed. I go with my family now. I remember going with my grandma. We would always go sit in the bleachers at County Stadium next to the bullpen, and she made friends with a lot of the pitchers that were in the bullpen. And so she would bring this big bag of snacks, and I'm like, "Oh, Grandma, you brought snacks for us?" No. Those snacks are for the players. So we couldn't get them, and she would have chips, she'd have Cracker Jack, and they'd all look up and go, "Peg, you have snacks for us today? Yep, here you go, boys," and she'd throw them down in the bullpen and feed those guys. So that was a lot of fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this homemade Cracker Jack. You can see the finished product here on the table. That's what we're hoping to achieve today, and we'll go ahead and get started. Couple things: you want to preheat your oven to 250 degrees. Got that going in the back in the kitchen. That's what we're going to use to cook this off a little bit after we get the popcorn all coated with our caramel. Okay, so just gonna turn our burner on here. Add in our butter. Got about half a cup of butter. What I've got prepared, what we're going to prepare here is about 2 microwave bags full of popcorn. You can use any type of popcorn that you'd like. It's very easy to do the microwave popcorn, so you don't have another thing on the stove, another thing going, and you just pop it in the microwave for a couple minutes, get it popped up, and then you're just going to set it aside. So that's what we did ahead of time. We're going to get this butter nice and melted. Turn the heat down just a little bit because we're going to be working with molasses and corn syrup, and that stuff can get hot fast, and we don't want that to burn at all. So yeah, my brewers need to start hitting a little bit better. They off to a little slow start, so they'll get it turned around. They've got a good team. I probably out of 162 games, I try to watch probably 100 of them, I would think. My son and I really enjoy it. My wife and I, we really like watching the games. So then we'll probably have to make this up for us at the time. So we've got the butter here is melted. I'm going to add a 3/4 cup of brown sugar packed. Get that in there. Keep stirring that while you've got it. You want it to melt into there and not burn, like I said, but get that butter coating on there. I kind of used a bigger stock pot today, for the amount of wet ingredients that I have, only because we're going to put the popcorn in it as well. So it kind of is a one pot deal here, which works out nice. So as that brown sugar is going, we're going to add the half a cup of light corn syrup. Like I said, we're going to keep that stirring as much as we can. Get that nice and empty there. Scrape some out here. And we're good. All right. So we've got the corn syrup. Let's give that some stir. It's going to be like a liquidy, pasty kind of consistency. As you heat this up, make sure all your brown sugar, there's no lumps remaining in the brown sugar as you're cooking that up. And then we're going to add the molasses in there. That's going to give it the color, a little bit of flavor. We've got about a tablespoon of molasses for the amount of popcorn that we're doing. It's because I knew it all wouldn't come out of here. So that's all in. Give it some more stir as it's heating up here on our burner. And so yeah, you know, the Brewers are just starting. I haven't, well, it's probably been 2 years since we've been to a game, obviously, with COVID, but it is nice to be able to see them on TV again, and, you know, helps us pass that time, you know, watching something other than just the news or what have you. So I'm glad that it's back on TV. So now what you're going to go for is about 250 degrees of the mixture. So you want to use a candy thermometer and get that, you know, hot enough so it's liquidy, but yet you don't, like I said, you don't want it to burn. So it's going to be just a little bit over boiling. It's worth the wait sometimes. So growing up, my favorite baseball player was Robin Yount. I loved watching Robin play. Was fortunate enough to meet him one time, and was able to talk to him a little bit at a Brewer dinner. It's a lot of fun. You know, and some of the best memories I have is just out in the yard with my grandfather, listening to the Brewer game. You know, as we're, you know, putzing around in his wood shop, and he's got the game on, and he's working in his garden and stuff, and I always remember that. So it'll be a sad day for me when Bob Euchre decides to retire, because that's been my whole well, childhood and adulthood so far. So we've been pretty fortunate that's just about the temperature. So what we'll do next is adding our popcorn, and as we're adding the popcorn, we're gonna stir it up so that it gets as evenly coated as you can get it, and I like to keep the heat on just to keep that caramel coating liquefied as much as you can till you're done with it. And we're just gonna give it a little stir here, get a little bit more in the bowl. Oh yeah, that looks good. Get that all in there. Yeah, that kettle corn, boy, that sucks me in every single time. That smell is just something else. Hopefully you can smell it a little bit, David. I'm starting to smell it here. Once we get the vanilla in, it'll make it more so. So we've got the popcorn. We're going to spread the vanilla on a little bit here. Nope, just I should have put it in before I put the popcorn in, actually, but not letting that get too hot. So you're putting it in at the end, but so we've got that. And then, all right, let's hear that going. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little baking soda to it also, just to kind of set the crunch a little bit. Baking soda, you know, it's got a lot of different uses, and one of them I just I forgot about, then relearned, was when you're making chicken wings at home, another, you know, ballpark kind of food, tailgate kind of food. You add a little baking soda to your and then that will set the crunch on your wings a little bit, so it's kind of nice. So this is all nice and coated. Add in some peanuts here, because I like to get the flavor on the peanuts as well. So you add about a cup of peanuts to the 4 cups of popcorn that we've got in here. And then once that's all nice and coated, we're going to lay it on a sheet tray or cookie pan and put it in our oven that's at 250 with some sugar that's already warm. But just 15 minutes probably is enough. Can let it cool if you want. You can eat it right out of the oven. It's kind of, tastes good. But we'll go ahead and we'll get this on the sheet tray, and then we'll, like I said, we'll get it in the oven, get it crisp up for us, and then we'll serve it around here at Miravida, and hopefully everybody enjoys that. It's going to turn out like this. If you want to show, that's going to be our final product. Caramel popcorn with some peanuts in it. Like I said, I remember as a kid having a little toy in there in the end of the box, which was always great, always fun. You didn't know if you were going to get a little tattoo or a sticker, whatever the case may be. So, watch some baseball, have some Cracker Jack, and enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.